Hey, what's up everyone? It's the Magnum Love here. In today's video, we're actually going to watch a teaser or announcement trailer from Netflix for Castlevania Nocturne. It's actually like I don't know if it's like a sequel or some kind of like just a another spin-off from the original Castlevania series that was on Netflix. I'm a huge Castlevania fan, the games and the show actually. When I was a kid, Nintendo on the original Nintendo, I played Simon's Quest, I think the second game. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like a child playing it. But then when I growing up as a teenager, I played a lot of the Game Boy version games on the emulators, actually, like Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia, Harmony of Despair, a lot of those. And then I did play, what was it, Lament of Innocence, Curse of Darkness. I played Lords of Shadows, the that reboot version, but I was not a huge fan. Did play Symphony of the Night on emulator, so played a lot of the games. But no, when I did watch the original series, and I really enjoyed it. So let's see what this is about, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Don't listen to her,
I
Richter.
have no choice.
There's always a choice.
Sorry, Richter.
He knows you kill vampires.
But I pray for you.
I'm so sorry.
So part of you has died.
We're looking for someone called Belmont.
Ooh. So okay, and that's pretty much it. Yep. Pretty sure that'll be it. Yep. So let's kind of see some things here that I really liked. Really interesting things. I wonder if the subtitles will show up. This is pause. Oh, it does. Cool. So it is from what I remember hearing, is that this is supposed to be a universe spin-off from the original, because the original is like Trevor, Dracula, Alucard, Sypha, and Wallachia. And because they introduced the whole spoilers, if you haven't watched it, there's your warning now. 3, 2, 1. Alright. So, because they had the whole that weird gate thing that showed different dimensions in Pocket Universe, yada yada yada, things like that, this is a possibility, or he's just like a descendant from Trevor. But I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. But this is about Richter. I mean, obviously the design's pretty spot on. The design is really close to Ayame Kojima's design of him, with the trench coat, the like across the back, and the shorter hair. Or yeah, in the not Ayame Kojima, but more of the one that's like on the cover of, I think it's called Rondo of Blood. The PSP cover art makes him look more like this. He has the whip, but I can't. Let me see if I can turn this up. It looks like just a normal leather whip versus like the Morning Star that was in the show. So it might be like the original, like kind of like the original, just leather whip. Has like the crest. It's pretty cool. I like that. Like the detailing. This one's really nice. But obviously, there's like promotional material that's only lasted like 40 seconds, so it has to be pretty detailed, right? So yeah, it looks like a lot of intricate detail in this back. The whip even has, so okay, like this might be the, okay, since it has a crest on it, this might be the vampire killer. Yeah, looks pretty clean. I always liked the design for this one. Kind of nice. I really like, if it's the same company, I always like this company because it's like a nice, it almost has like this nice mix of like Western style animation and like anime Eastern kind of animation, because like if it's full blown anime style, it doesn't really fit in the setting, the gothic vampire dark setting of Castlevania. So I always like the mix of this. It looks really cool. Oh, I wonder, just thinking about it now, if him having his back turned and him turning around is like an homage to his like stance that he's always standing, like his back's always turned to the camera pretty much, and him turning around like that. Let's see. Oh, let's see what the subtitles say. Don't listen to her, Richter. I have no choice. So he might be persuaded to do something. Seems like there's a choice. There's always a choice. I'm sorry, Richter. Something happened, I guess. I mean, it's always. He knows you kill vampires, but I pray for you. Okay, so maybe some kind of deal with somebody. I don't know. Oh, so it looks like some kind of like seems more. Looks like some maybe like a redemption, revenge story. I mean, it usually is, right? There's someone called Belmont. I guess. And there's Castlevania Nocturne. So, wondering if like if this is like a sequel direct like the descendant, if like maybe from the original show, if the Belmonts like regain their reputation as vampire slayers and in the society, the well known, now people are looking for them and they're like, hey, we like you guys, because I think the original one, even in the lore of the games, it was like society wasn't very fond of the Belmonts because they were, they delved into like the like the witchcraft and the alchemy and stuff so that they can fight the night creatures and whatnot. But because Belmonts, they still felt like that was their duty to save the lands from the night creatures, they just kind of like shut themselves off away from society and hid from society as they were working in the shadows of darkness to fight off the night creatures. So maybe if this is a sequel from Trevor Sypha's family lineage, then maybe it's like they regained it, or maybe it's the same thing that like they still have to work behind the scenes to defeat the creatures while main society doesn't know, or if it is just like a different world or dimension, then maybe it's entirely different. From what I think I saw, that it was supposed to be in France, maybe, versus whatever Wallachia was supposed to be. It might be in France in like a few years. I don't know. We'll find out for sure whenever this comes up. I don't think this had a date. It just had an announcement. As well as that is like, they release these announcement. I do know that with Netflix and Castlevania, they are pretty good about releasing things in a timely manner from their announcements. It's not like video game announcements or crazy ones where it's like they give you like a teaser and then like a year and a half, 2 years pass, and then we'll even see a trailer. So we might be looking at, what are we in? June? We might be looking at maybe the end of this year, maybe the beginning of next year, maybe either more news or maybe the release. Netflix usually likes to pump things out. I mean, they're not doing so hot in comparison now, so they need to start pumping out things. And Castlevania was one of their most successful shows, so they really gotta get it out there. What I'm hoping the story for this one, or whatever, is they bring back Dracula. That was a big thing, because in the games, Dracula is always the impending evil antagonist that's always looming over the series. And in the show, we had a different view of him, and it was like he was like a tragic villain or antagonist. I don't even think like really he wasn't really like a villain. It was more like a tragic antagonist for the protagonist that have something to go against. I didn't even think he was. The villains were like everyone else, like his henchmen. They were downright evil. He was just depressed and wanted revenge on the humans for doing what they did to his wife, and I get that. So I think with this, I hope that if this is my theory or my wish list for the show, is it's in a different universe and Dracula's just evil, or like he is a main bad guy antagonist, and he's the looming evil that Richter has to conquer. Because I think, in the games, the big, like, Richter's known as like the strongest of all the Belmonts, and his biggest thing is his battle with Dracula. Like the whole "what is a man?" Throws the wine glass, they start fighting, or them arguing about having Uno on their phones or something. So that's what I'm hoping. There was decent amount of action. I hope there's more action in this one, because the action scenes in the show was amazing. It really, with all the impact frames, really reminded me of like first season of One Punch Man, and the fluidity of like how they animated the whip, or like even Alucard's sword fight, and the way they envision how Sypha uses her elemental magic. It was just like really top notch, really cool. And then I was really impressed by the fight scene between like Dracula and Alucard, and then you know, the last fight with Trevor and Death was really well. I don't think much happened, but it was like just really well animated. So I'm hoping they take that and they do more with it like that. So yeah, that's what I think. Let me know down in the comment section below what, you know, your thoughts on this is. Are you excited for this? You know, what do you want out of the show? What's your expectations and what's your thoughts? What's your prediction of when it releases? Yeah, so that'll be today's video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.